Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Hyliion stock. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on an investor journey together. So today we're going to be doing a video about Hyliion. And if you guys don't know what Hyliion actually does, Hyliion is a company that actually, it's an EV company, but they produce electrified powertrains for large semi-trucks, large semi-delivery trucks like the 16-wheelers. Fairly good company. The business idea behind Hyliion is actually pretty cool. I think it's a very explosive market as well. But taking a look at the 5-year chart, this thing actually IPO'd this year, April 22nd of 2020. We have seen a huge demand and the EV companies starting to IPO, really starting to come out and trying to make a name for themselves. A lot of people and a lot of companies know that, these EV companies have the potential to make it big. They do have a lot of big time investors behind them. And it's because they see the potential and they see what battery power is going to be doing for us in the next 5 to 10 years. It's the same with Hyliion stock, but taking a look, as you guys see, Hyliion did have a very good peak here. Taking a look at the 1-year chart, around September time, Hyliion stock was doing absolutely amazing. But then over the 3-month chart, we kind of do see a recent decline, down 59% of its value. I do remember when Hyliion stock became HYLLION. It used to be known as Tortoise Acquisition, and then it merged into Hyliion stock. It was trading around $50 to $55, and then it just continued to sink. Looking at the 1-month chart as well, it is down 20%. And even looking at the 1-week chart, it is down 5.72%. And the last trading session, it is down 1.44%. Ever since the merger that did happen in October of 2020, Hyliion stock has actually kind of just been on a downward spiral. I mean, a lot of people can't really explain on why the company just started to sink after it did the merger with Tortoise Acquisition and it started trading as HYLN. For me, I do think that Hyliion stock is actually a very good buy, especially at these prices, $16.31. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But I think right now, the Hyliion's business idea and the way they're actually projecting things, I think the company has a huge chance to be very, very successful. And the market that they're trying to enter is actually very, very explosive. We have seen the EV market maturity. We've seen the EV market demand slowly starting to increase. So I know that there's going to be a place for Hyliion as a company. Like I said, Hyliion specializes in electrified powertrains for large 16-wheeler delivery trucks. What does this mean? It's a big market. Tesla's trying to enter it. Nikola Motors is trying to enter it. There's a lot of big-time companies that are trying to enter this market because they know that there's a potential to make a lot of money. Looking at it from a bigger perspective, we see 16-wheelers all over the world carrying cargo or luggage or whatever the fact that they're carrying. The fact that Hyliion has the potential to make these fully electrified is just absolutely mind-blowing. And the overall business idea in itself is quite explosive. Hyliion entering into this market, it does have a huge chance to make it real big. But I've said this time and time again with Hyliion stock, a lot of people are really displeased with Hyliion's performance as far as the stock price. It's continuously just continue to sink. A lot of people can't really explain on why Hyliion stock hasn't really had any upward price action over the last 3 months. But for me, I've said this time and time again, if you're buying Hyliion stock or you're investing in Hyliion stock is more of a long-term play rather than a short-term run. And the reason I say this is because as of now, Hyliion in itself actually has not sold anything yet. So that's actually one reason of the company why I think, in my opinion, why the stock has started to continuously kind of just started to sink. The fact that the company hasn't sold a product yet really does shake up investors. But on top of all that as well, I know that Hyliion is working. I know they do have the clientele, and I know they do have, customers that are going to be jumping at the opportunity to really escalate the situation and really escalate the business idea that Hyliion is setting out, for example. But like I said, the company hasn't sold anything. But in 2021, the company said they're going to be selling 300 units. So I'm very excited to see that go through. Like I said, with Hyliion, I know this company is a good buy right now because this company in the next 5 to 7 years has the potential to be absolutely huge. I've said this time and time again that Hyliion is a long-term play. It is not a short-term investment. Even big-time analysts have said, Hyliion stock right now is probably not that appetizing, but sitting at $16.31, this stock price is actually appetizing. Even for me, I'm buying Hyliion stock, not for what it's going to be doing in the next couple of years, but where the stock could actually be in the next 5 to 10 years. Like I said, the market they're entering is quite explosive. We've seen the EV market continuously expanding, it's growing, and battery power is just becoming more dominant. And over time, it's just going to become more dominant than it is now. Hyliion entering a market where the use is going to be there, being able to save companies a lot of money. If companies love anything more than just saving money on the bottom line, this is where Hyliion comes in. I know once they perfect what they're trying to produce here, I know that the company is going to be making a lot of money, and I do think right now is a good time to buy Hyliion stock. I mean, the price is very, very cheap, and I know for people who bought at $50 or $40, $30, are pretty upset that the stock has just started to sink. You guys have to understand, investing in an EV company, there's always going to be some sort of risk to it. That's part of the investing game. For me, my average of Hyliion stock is well above $16.31, but it's not about the short-term play. This company has the long-term potential to be something absolutely huge. And I know as the EV market starts to mature and it starts to grow, Hyliion stock is going to be able to grow with it. Like I said, the market that they're entering is going to be a huge market. Tesla already on track with it, trying to produce a large semi-truck run completely on battery. If Tesla is already racing to that game, we have Nikola Motors, who IPO'd this year as well, trying to race to that game. We also have Hyliion stock, and we also have Workhorse, who's trying to produce battery-powered delivery vans. People are taking the use of battery power and really trying to expand its dominance into different types of categories. Soon enough, we're going to have battery-powered trains. I know there's companies that are working on battery-powered commercial vehicles. Soon enough, we're going to get companies that are working on battery-powered airplanes. Altogether, we can see that the EV market is starting to mature, the EV market is starting to grow, and with time, Hyliion stock is going to grow with it. Like I said, Hyliion stock is a good investment in my personal opinion, but I think the stock is a long-term hold, and that gives me my overall price prediction for the year of 2021 and 2022. Do I think Hyliion stock is going to do much in 2021? Yes, I do. The fact that the company said that it's going to be selling some product, I'm very excited to see how it turns to expand in the year of 2021 and really puts its best foot forward in trying to expand as fast as possible. But I could see Hyliion visiting the $50 mark once again once the stock has started to get a little bit more attention. The headlines on Hyliion have kind of been dry. No one's really talking about it right now, but this stock has the potential to be so explosive. But I don't see any long-term huge growth for Hyliion. I think Hyliion is more of a long-term investment. I've said this time and time again. I do think Hyliion stock will actually be a few $100 in a couple of years from now. Speaking 2024, 2025, as the EV market starts to evolve and mature more. Once Hyliion starts to sell more units and it starts to get more clientele, the company in itself is going to grow. And like I said, Hyliion is entering a very explosive, dominant market. I know that there's going to be a place for Hyliion. I think Hyliion is going to have a spot. The fact that they're getting into it early and really working on perfecting their product speaks a lot about the company and why I personally think Hyliion is a good investment. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Hyliion stock. Do you think Hyliion stock is a buy? $16.31. If you guys own Hyliion stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.